This is our pastor. She's covered in wonderful and awesomeness sauce with a dash of sassy and a tad bit crazy.
Hey, that's ours! Yay! Woo!
Welcome our own pastor, Rev Doti Boon.
Yay! Yay! Woo!
Would you, when I ask you to, could you write on the blackboard for me? Because you have the most legible handwriting of anybody I know. Okay.
That's something to be known for. That's like being the good girl, you know. Whoever wants to.
Having legible handwriting in this group is really wonderful. And we're talking about prayer. And as you know, prayer is used in so many ways. My favorite way of using prayer is to bless people on the freeway.
Thank you very much. Yes.
I do it in a way of, when they pull in front of me and I have to slam on my brakes of saying, bless you.
That's it.
That's it. That's bless you. And what I'm doing is saying, I bless you on your path.
Yes.
And I bless you get where you're going. And I bless you. Because if I don't say bless you, I might say something that doesn't sound quite faithful.
Spiritual, it's not spiritual.
Prayer is our communication with the Mother, Father, God. That's how we talk to the Creator. And the Creator talks back in different ways of helping us as we go through the day. Helping us in answering some of the prayers, and sometimes the non-answering is the best. I bet many of you have thought about back to when you were 16 and you knew that the person you were dating was your one and only. Dear God, let's get married and have kids, dear God. And the prayer wasn't answered, and afterwards, when you were about 40, you went, oh, I'm so glad. What a jerk that person was. And so the communication is, don't judge it. Know that the conversation is wonderful, but sometimes what you feel the outcome should be is completely different. Because there are prayers that we do, there are morning prayers, there's after meals prayers, there's before meals prayers, there's going to bed prayers, there are prayers for everything that you can imagine. And we passed out prayers. Did everybody get a prayer today?
I passed out a prayer.
No.
I thought someone wanted to come with me. I only took 3.
You took, okay. How many of you did not get a prayer?
I brought my own.
Brought your own. Amanda, where'd you go?
I'm not sure, but I would first.
Okay, if you could give one to Ray, that would be great. And you can just kind of rifle through them. And if you get a prayer you don't like, you know what? You can ask for another one. We're that kind of church, okay? Because people of various religions and faiths all over the world pray differently. Some people pray kneeling, some people pray standing, some people pray only in the church or in the mosque. Some people pray at different places at different times. But it's all the same thing. It's all the same value. It doesn't make any difference where you are, who you are. The prayer is when it comes from your heart. Some people will only praise something that has been written down. That for them is the only way to pray. But when it comes from your heart, it's just as good. If you can say it from your heart, it is that type of a devotion that works very well. And sometimes we pray just because we feel like it. That, I just feel like it. I need to talk to you. Somebody said, well, I feel silly praying. I said, mainly when I pray, I'm getting back in my automobile again. I pray driving down the freeway, and I picture the Supreme Being sitting next to me.
Yeah.
I figure if I'm going to have a co-pilot, that's the best one to have,
Yep.
And sometimes I see God as a wonderful, beautiful Madonna-type woman. Sometimes I see God as an energy. Sometimes I see God as a man sitting on a throne. I always have these wonderful pictures of the God of the day that is sitting next to me in the car. And I pray as I'm driving down the road. And I found that works so well because it takes all of the stress. It doesn't put me into meditation, it puts me into thankfulness. And when you can put yourself into thankfulness, it's the greatest gift you can give yourself. So think about that. You know, is there a wrong way to pray? No. No. Somebody said, well, sometimes when I pray to God, I use 4-letter words. I said, I bet you that God's heard of me before. You know, they just have a feeling. And if that's what you're feeling, and that's the only way you know how to express from your heart, you don't have to have a special way of praying. You have to have it come from your heart. And so think about that. Okay? One of the greatest things I did for prayer, and I've done prayer all over the world, I have to think of it, was in when we were in Key West. And I got down there, and Key West is crazy. Have you ever been to Key West? It's just crazy. There's so little space that they have bars on top of bars sharing the same facilities. I mean, it's very, very interesting when you walk in. Well, this bar is that way, that way. They have bars all over. And my dear friend Linda said to me, Dottie, we need you to bless the bar. There was a murder there. And that was 2 months ago, and these are the new owners, and my friend Bob is opening up the bar. And we need to clear it, and we need some prayers. And it's Barefoot Bob's Bikers Bar. You know? So I went in there, and here all these, you know, you can hear the motorcycles roaring in. They're coming to bless their bar. And I thought, this is wonderful, you know? And I had brought some crystals, because I was going to, everywhere I travel, I take some crystals, and I do. I'm going to regress, because I think all through England they're going to find these little crystals and think there was some cult going on. No, just Dottie and her Sacred Tours group throwing crystals around. But anyway.
No more smoke sticks.
No more smoke sticks. So here I have these crystals, and I come into the bar and I say, okay, this is your place, and we're going to clear it, and we're going to bless it, and we're going to bring in the Creator and the energy, and we're going to make it a very, very wonderful, holy place. And all the guys go, yeah, we're going to do that. So I said, okay, now take 2 crystals, put one of them somewhere in the bar, and say, dear God, please clear the bar of any negative energy, and take the other crystal home with you. Put it anywhere you want. And so all these guys are running around putting their in front of this guy named Tiny, who was 6'9" and 500 pounds.
That's why he's tiny.
With his jacket on, walks up. He says, Reverend Dottie, I put mine higher than anybody else. Mine's the closest to God in the bar. And he was crying. He said, thank you so much for making this a place for us. Well, you're welcome, Tiny. You never know when you're going to be praying and bringing in that energy of love. And you're going to be called upon when you're doing prayer anywhere. How many of you are ministers in here? Yeah. Just know that people are going to ask you to do prayers, whether it's Thanksgiving dinner, whether it's to pray because somebody is having a baby, or somebody is going through a very bad illness. They're going to ask you to pray. I know that probably Reverend Janet's probably prayed at more unique places than anybody in the room, because she's out there in the community and works at the Center for Living with Dying. So a lot of prayers that she does. And no, there is no wrong way to pray. Think about that.
And Dottie, I just want to honor and offer that the way that Dottie is talking about prayer, it's not I doing the prayer, it's we doing the prayer.
Right.
What she is talking about is invoking the community.
Exactly.
And there's such power in that when 2 or more of us are gathered.
Right.
You invoke that, and you do that in such a beautiful way.
We're going to do it more today. How about that?
I want to honor that, because that's an amazing gift.
Well, because prayer is communication. This is a way you communicate. This is a way not only do you communicate with the divine, but you communicate with those people that you know. So think about that. How many of you were raised in a religion that has a basic prayers? I was. Yeah. And it was almost like those were the prayers you had to say. And yet, I'm sure at night when you're scared, when you're walking down a dark alley, you come up with some prayers of your own. You know, it's a time to really be able to talk.
I enjoyed that story that you shared, by the way, about the dark alley and the college girl.
Yeah, that was in the CCL Insights, and if you didn't get it in the CCL Insight, okay? So, prayers aren't always written. Sometimes they're just something that you have to say. But the thing that we do the most in prayer here is physical prayer. Healing, physical healing. We pray for people every Sunday. That's what you heard earlier today. That prayer of taking your energy and talking to the Creator about healing is amazing. But first you have to really desire that people heal. Think about that. You have to get into that selfless love, that love of people that says, I want to help you find a place of healing so you're not in pain. It could be physical healing, it could be mental healing, it could be emotional healing. And before you do that, who's the first person you need to heal? Yourself. Heal yourself where you're not, it's hard to help other people heal if you're angry, frustrated, going a little bit crazy. Think about calming yourself down so you can help other people heal. We have healers in here that are Reiki healers. How many people do Reiki in here? Yeah. And that's a way of doing hands-on healing where you're asking Creator to come through and help you. So the prayer you do is not necessarily with words, it's with your hands. That's a type of prayer. There are so many other different kinds of prayer. I like the type of prayer where you can laugh. I like the type of prayer where you can say, hey God, here I am today. I'm naked and I'm needing you, you know? And I know that the Creator just giggles. I have a giggling Creator. But the first step that you need to do when you're healing is to listen. When you sit down with somebody that you're going to heal or help heal, I don't think we do the healing, okay? But when you sit down to help somebody heal, listen to what they have to say. Because quite often what they are expressing in their body, as Sean knows through body talk, quite often what they're expressing in their body isn't at all what they're saying. Have you ever done that? How many times have you been in pain and somebody's asked, how are you feeling? And you said, fine. How many of you have done that? Yeah. Why? You didn't express. And you know, when you're around all these healers, if somebody says, how are you feeling today? You say, you know, my neck's a little bit stiff, and first thing you know, you got somebody's hand on your neck. It's a delightful thing to have people that are ready and excited about helping you heal. That's a prayer. That's a prayer. Touch is a prayer. So think of that. It's not just about the words, it's about the hands, it's about the energy. So as we're listening to people, we also start listening to Spirit. When we're doing any kind of prayerful work, you can hear Spirit enlightening us of what to do. So many of you do this type of work in here. You're helping people. But that intuition and that knowledge that you're not alone is what makes you such an excellent healer. Because when we take the credit, it seems to kind of water down what we're doing. So find a way when you're helping people heal to keep thanking the Creator so that we can get out of our own way. You have to be a clear channel, and the way to become a clear channel is getting out of your own way. When you do laying on of hands, when you're doing praying for the sick, which is what Reiki is, which is what many of you do through massage and everything else, we want to know that we are hearkening back for centuries. Not only do they talk about Jesus doing laying on of hands, they talk about people laying on of hands way before that, centuries before that. That laying on of hands, where you are becoming that beacon, you are becoming that one who can put your hands on somebody and let God work through it. Now, can they do that for themselves? Yes. But when you're sick, quite often you don't have the energy. You can't even feel God's energy because it's hard to feel God's energy when you're throwing up, let's face it. You know? It really is hard to feel. When you're really, really depressed. Yeah, I've had people call me who had, overdosed or who had slit their wrists or whatever. And they weren't in a prayerful mood. They were in a place of, I want to get out of here. And when you talk to them and you can put your hands on them and say, hey, God is here. Through me, God is here. They can find their energy starts coming back up and starts working for them. So I feel that there aren't any real actual prayers you have to say, but yet there are some prayers where it's being said better than you could. Okay, some of them are kind of neat. And that's why every one of you got a prayer. And if you, as I said, if you don't care for the one you got, get another one. There's plenty there. I got carried away. I even made double copies of some of them because I wanted to sell it. It's amazing what happens early in the morning, Sunday morning, when you're printing.
But you thought it was Saturday morning.
What?
You thought it was Saturday.
I thought it was Saturday. I thought I'd have plenty of time, right? Think of prayer as your relationship with God. Hey, God, we've got this relationship. I'm talking, I'm listening. Isn't that like any relationship? Aren't relationships based on talking and hearing? Okay, so I want you to think about what does prayer mean to you? In other words, how do you pray? And I'm going to ask Donna to come up and just call out what prayer is to you. What is prayer to you? Anybody have
It's a common denominator.
She starts out with big words. Uh-oh, here we go. It's a common denominator. Okay.
It's guidance.
It's guidance. Okay, what else is?
It's a wish.
Oh, I like that.
It's what?
A wish.
Are we going too fast? Are you okay?
It's okay.
It's a wish?
Guidance.
Guidance.
A wish.
It's actually a given. A lot of times I don't pray because I figure that God knows what I want and knows what's best for me.
Uh-huh. And how does that work for you?
Guidance.
Good. That's exactly what you
A
need.
If there's
given,
special
basically.
things,
Oh,
yeah,
given.
like I will say something, but I kind of like, I guess I turn it over and,
Turn it over to God. Yeah.
let God handle it,
Yes. Yes, that's perfect.
Prayer is a place of focus.
Prayer is a focus.
Yeah, that's true.
What else is prayer?
When there's not another one around.
Oh.
What did he say?
I can.
I didn't hear that back there.
I know, we're gonna write it down. You're gonna hear it.
Bless you.
A friend when
Bless
there's
you.
no one else around. That's communication to God. A friend when there's nobody else around.
I have the strangest prayer, which I didn't realize it was a prayer. I would say, I'm in the middle of doing something, and it's not moving away, and I would say, consarn it, and then all of a sudden, it would release.
You say consarn it, and that's a prayer?
Consarn it, oh,
No,
right.
consarn it.
Because
Okay.
it's almost like my mom or whoever is helping me.
Somebody's helping you when you say
Yeah.
consarn it. Okay, that could be a prayer. That's
I know that's really weird.
I don't know how to spell consarn it.
I learned it from my mom. At least the word.
It's,
Consarn, C-O-N.
S-A-R-N.
S-A-R-N-I-T.
I-T.
Yeah.
Consarn
Consarn it.
I
Okay.
like that.
Consarn it.
S-A-R-N-I-T.
Yeah, Janet.
I think an exclamation point.
Invocation. Okay, yes, Chris.
Humility.
Ooh. Okay, let's let our scribe.
There's an eraser down there if you need.
And that was inspiration?
Invocation.
No, I got invocation.
Humility.
Humility. That was it, that's what I heard.
Okay, Christine.
It's a reminder that you're not alone.
Oh, a reminder that you're not alone.
Did anybody put up request?
Request, it could be a request. How about, do we have gratitude there?
Oh, yeah.
No.
We need it, we need it.
No, we need it.
Gratitude, yeah.
It's healing.
What?
Healing.
Okay.
Healing, gratitude, intuition.
And a request?
And a request, yeah. And Carolyn, what did you just say?
Healing.
Thank you.
I got
Yeah.
It's honoring. A request.
And honoring.
Mike has one.
Okay, there you are, Regina. There you are, Amanda. Hope.
Oh.
Can we do that in big letters?
Hope.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, yeah, right up there, hope.
And Mike has one.
Okay, Mike.
Thinking, speaking, hearing.
Thinking, speaking, hearing. Yeah, wait a minute. Patty.
Solace.
Solid. Is that S-O-L-A-C-E?
Yes.
I want to put an S in the middle somewhere. Solace. Okay, Chris.
Intuition?
We've got that already.
Intuition.
We've got that already.
Intuition?
I thought,
No, it's
no,
not.
I know. It was said, but it wasn't written.
Okay, intuition.
Intuition.
Okay, I had a hand up closer here. Yeah, and
It's an expression of your faith.
expression of faith. Okay.
It's a change of mindset. It gets you, I know they have the word focus, but
I
it's
think that's-
getting you out of your mind.
Yeah, change your mindset, yeah. Okay, Dave,
I want communing with the one, God.
communication.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Communing with God, yeah.
okay, communing with God.
Communing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Communing with the one.
yeah, communing or commuting?
We're always communing.
We're always communing with God, I love it. That's, yeah, okay.
Well, you are since you pray in the car.
Can we use the carpool?
So what?
Can we use the carpool lane if we're commuting with?
If you're commuting with God, you can use the carpool lane. I love that.
You can get it with
It's just Isaiah. Thank you. Thank you.
Very
Yes.
good.
Was that a thank you?
Very good.
And we're thankful, we've all prayed, and we're thankful that King is back.
Yay! So that's gratitude.
Wonderful, thank you so very much. Anybody else have anything that they would like to add? Okay, everybody has a prayer, and if you want to,
Thank you.
just stand up and read your prayer, and we're going to start from the front and go back. So, anybody here? Here, left. Okay, Mel, you want to read yours?
This is peace. Looking behind, I'm filled with gratitude. Looking forward, I'm filled with vision. Looking upwards, I'm filled with strength. Looking within, I discover peace. So, is that K.O.?
K.O. Apache.
K.O. Apache prayer.
Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, Debbie.
Okay, this one is prayers for World Environment Day. We pray that we may all seek to live in harmony and peace with one another and with the natural world. May we recognize the wonder and strength of diversity in both the natural world and among all people. May we live in peace with people of all faiths, of all nations, all races, cultures, and languages. May we pray we may rejoice in the variety of people and cultures and languages. May we rejoice in the diversity of natural world that is of such beauty and wonder. And it's a South African.
And if any of you want any copies of this, remember who read it, and we'll print them out. Okay, Norma. And if you don't want to say yours, you can say pass.
Okay, this is breast cancer prayer. Holy Mother, send angels of comfort and relief to those who are suffering or in pain with cancer. Please give support to those who have had breast surgery and let them feel your unconditional love. Blessed be.
Okay, Terry.
Dear God, we give thanks for the
Come on,
places.
stand up because we can't hear you.
Dear God, we give thanks for the places of simplicity and peace. Let us find such a place within ourselves. We give thanks for the places of refuge and beauty. Let us find such a place within ourselves. We give thanks for places of nature's truth and freedom, of joy, inspiration, and renewal. Places where all creatures may find acceptance and belonging. Let us search for these places in the world, in ourselves, and in others. Let us restore them. Let us strengthen and protect them, and let us create them. May we mend this outer world according to the truth of our inner life, and may our souls be shaped and nourished by nature's eternal wisdom.
Does it say where it came from?
Yes, Michael Leunig, an Australian cartoonist, philosopher, poet, and artist.
Yeah.
So I went searching actually for a Jewish prayer, even though it's the tradition I grew up in, but it's not what I normally practice. But I was very thrilled to find this beautiful prayer that's along the lines of what I do practice. How wonderful, O Lord, are the works of your hands. The heavens declare your glory. The arch of the sky displays your handiwork. In your love, you have given us the power to behold the beauty of your world, our world. Robed in all its splendor, the sun and the stars, the valleys and the hills. The roaring breakers of the sea tell us of your awesome might. The beasts of the field and the birds in the air bespeak your wondrous will. In your goodness, you have made us able to hear the music of the world. The voices of the loved ones reveal to us that you are in our midst. A divine voice sings through all creation.
Very nice, thank you. Jan.
This one is an Ashanti prayer from Africa. O God, creator of our land, our earth, the trees, the animals, and humans, all is for your honor. The drums beat it out, and people sing about it, and they dance with noisy joy that you are the Lord. You also have pulled the other continents out of the sea. What a wonderful world you have made out of wet mud, and what beautiful men and women. We thank you for all the beauty of this earth. The grace of your creation is like a cool day between rainy seasons. We drink in your creation with our eyes. We listen to the birds' jubilee with our ears. How strong and good and sure your earth smells, and everything that grows there. Be with us in our countries and in all Africa and in the whole world. Prepare us for the service that we should render.
Amazing prayer.
Yeah.
I have one
Yes,
that,
yes, sir. Nick, you?
Oh. I thought you were looking over my head.
No, and your name is?
Ron.
Yeah, you were here before.
Hello.
hi.
Hi, Ron.
This one, in prayer, a man should always unite himself with the community. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength into your being. May you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life. An Apache prayer.
Isn't it amazing how the natural people come up with these wonderful prayers? Yes, Janet.
Did you have one?
It looks like we're sneaking through the.
Yeah.
O great Spirit, whose voice I hear in the winds, and whose breath gives life to all the world, hear me. I am small and weak, I need your strength and wisdom. Let me walk in beauty, and make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunsets. Make my hands respect the things you have made, and my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise, so that I may understand the things you have taught my people. Let me learn the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. I seek strength, not to be greater than my brother, but to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes. So when life fades as the fading sunset, my spirit may come to you without shame.
Okay, thank you. And where did that come from?
That came from Chief Yellow Lark of the Lakota tribe.
David.
I am two. One is a Shinto prayer for peace. And Shinto is the native religion of Japan. Although the people living across the ocean surrounding us, I believe, are all our brothers and sisters. Why are there constant troubles in this world? Why do winds and waves rise in the ocean surrounding us? I only earnestly wish that the wind would soon puff away all the clouds which are hanging over the tops of the mountains. And that was UN Day for World Peace. I grew up with that. Shinto. My mother is from Japan, and a lot of my things are the way my beliefs are based in Shintoism, and I can't believe how much it's in my life still. And then there's the Buddhist prayer. What a Buddhist prayer is. The purpose of a Buddhist prayer and meditation is to purify the thoughts. By focusing one's attention on what is pure, holy, and simple, one grows in happiness and attains enlightenment. This is suggested in the opening verses of Dhammapada, which is a sutra, which is one of the many sutras in Buddhism. And